So CNC Router, this thing is great for cutting massive sheets of material. So if you've got like plywood or MDF or even like big sheets of polymer, like nylon or something, you can cut it with this. And this is just a router. It's like a hand router, but it's just mounted on the same technology as the FDM printers and the laser cutter. You've got an X-axis here that can move side to side. You've got the Y-axis that can move forwards and backwards, then the Z-axis which can move up and down. So essentially this machine, actually, the main advantages of this over the laser cutter is that it can cut way thicker material. So it can cut much thicker material, and it can cut it in 3D profiles. So if you had, say, an electric guitar body, you wanted to machine out of like a really nice timber like maple, you could screw down a block of maple onto the CNC machine here. You could have designed it in CAD, and then you can feed in your CAD data into the laptop here, and then the laptop will process what we call the G code, which will then tell the cutter head where to go on the material, and it will tell it basically, do these cuts backwards and forwards, going up and down until it eventually has subtracted all the material from the block, and you've got your finished product left there. The advantage of this is you can get incredibly high quality surface finish with these. Sometimes they're so good that you don't even need to sand it down when it's come off. Like they are really good machines, and they're very versatile. The downsides are they can be quite slow, they can be quite problematic again, because we've got 4 things all moving at the same time, and they create a lot of sawdust. You need a big extractor hose on here, on this dust thing we call a dust shoe, and it's got to take all the sawdust away. And yeah, and they're quite dangerous as well. You can get things like the drill bit can snap and ping off, and yeah, the router bit can snap and ping off. I'm going to show you the different types of router heads that you can get actually for CNC machines. This must be the most amateur video you've probably ever seen on YouTube of me not even bothering to pause it when I'm doing my transitions. Okay, so here we go. So in this box here, CNC Router, we've got different types of router head. They do different things. So we've got a really wide one here that can be used for sort of doing big flat areas. We've got tiny little ones like that are good for like very intricate details. And we've got wider ones, bigger ones like that, which are good for doing 3-dimensional shapes. And we've got, oh, look at that, that's a really sharp engraving bit, so that's good for doing like engravings, like very detailed engravings on parts. And then we've got a wide flat one like that, which is really good for cutting straight cuts through material. Basically how IKEA would cut out their furniture panels. You can see, yeah, there's all sorts of different cutter heads. So yeah, it's a really versatile machine, and for a lot of designers, it's almost like their best friend.